For this assignment, I interviewed Mitzi Clayton at the University of Missouri. Her title is Associate Athletic Director in Compliance. She has been with the University of Missouri working within the compliance office since 1995, and I was able to speak with her last week and ask her a few questions and pick her brain about the world of compliance. The first question that I asked her was since that time of 1995 that she had been in compliance, what have you seen within the world of compliance that has changed? And what she mentions is that I have seen compliance go from a one person staff to anywhere from a 10, 15 to 20 person staff. She said there at Mizzou they have 6 full-time people that work within the compliance office. They also incorporate and utilize some law students that are required to have over 100 hours per term with them if they are interested in going into compliance. Um, Through the 20 years, the main thing she said the differences in the expectations of monitoring and documentation of coaches and the proliferation of rules and social media. And social media has played a big part in the change of compliance. The next question I asked her was about text messaging and interaction with the student athletes. And she said that an interesting fact that you might um, look at is that audits are made for coaches with their phone records every month. On average, the coaches there at Mizzou send about 80,000 plus text messages to prospective student athletes. So that's a lot of text messages they have to record, document, and make sure that the coaches are doing the right thing and they're not texting athletes outside of a specific time window, or they're not texting student athletes that are too young um, that they're not supposed to be talking to yet. The next question I ask: how often do members of compliance speak directly with coaches and players to make sure that they're abiding by NCAA rules? Mitzi mentions that we produce and send out student athletes and their parents compliance newsletters 3 times a year. She said in the fall, the spring, and in the summer. She said also they do squad meetings in August and January with the teams. And then she said that the men's basketball, women's basketball, and football teams, before they compete in the NCAA championships, they meet with them to discuss agents, betting, gambling, stuff like that, to make sure that they don't get tempted by any of that stuff. She said also prior to any drafts, they will meet with like a select football players and basketball players to discuss like agents and different things. She also went on to say that they have a compliance liaison that attends student athlete advisory council meetings on a monthly basis, and they talk about a variety of NCAA issues like legislation that is being proposed. Um, then she also mentions they have daily interactions with students that might have unique situations if they're competing in certain events that aren't affiliated with Mizzou. They want to make sure that they're representing themselves and the school well. Then she said with coaches, they do fall and spring educational workshops that are about an hour, hour and a half long. She said they also do a complete review of the rules and that the coaches are required to take an exam so that when they pass this exam, they can recruit off campus. That's a big thing for NCAA coaches to be able to recruit off campus. Um, she said prior to that test, they do a week-long email within the athletic staff to where they can email each other questions and they have to respond back with the answer to help them study for the exam. She also said that coaches receive monthly newsletters from the compliance office to make sure that they are abiding by the rules. Another question is how often could compliance members communicate with people outside of Mizzou? And she said on a weekly basis. Personally, she is a member of the NAAC, the National Association of Athletics Compliance. She is also on the Professional Development Committee and the Reasonable Standards Committee. And she said there's a lot of interactions between different people in compliance throughout the country. And then the second last question I asked was how often does the NCAA come in and check? Are they active or proactive? And she said that they are more proactive in the last 4 or 5 years, and she feels that they're doing a better job of outreaching and making sure that things are running smoothly. And then the last question that I ask is what skill set or personality traits must a person possess to be successful in compliance? And she said, a strategic thinker, curiosity, attention to detail, assertiveness, and integrity. So that's all I got. That was with Mitzi Clayton from the University of Missouri Compliance Office, and that's all.